so much for tuning back into my channel. My name is Charmaine Marie, and listen, I am your angelic intuitive soul healer. I want to talk about what is shamanism, right? So when you start getting into soul retrieval and healing things from past life, right? Because I teach you how to heal your past life ancestral karma, okay? So listen, when we talk about the ancient practice of shaman soul retrieval, it's from a unique place. It's from an intriguing place, right? So this method, right, it is a method that focuses on, let me say this, it focuses on the belief that pieces of our soul can be fragmented, and it is, okay? It could be lost. Your soul could be lost. It can be disconnected during times of trauma, during times of distress, all right? So you have certain rituals that you do, right? And this is why healers are used as spiritual guides. Because shamans also, what do? They aid you to restore the fragmented pieces or parts of your soul by bringing about profound healing. We're talking about healing past life ancestral karma, but also healing your past ancestral trauma as well, because it's all trauma. So you have these fragmented parts of your soul. So what shamans do, they bring about profound healing. They bring about profound wholeness, right? So you step into the mysterious realm. Okay, it's a mysterious realm that you have to tap into. I'm talking about the higher spiritual realms ordained by God. When you step into these realms, then you can go further into, okay, the realm of shaman soul retrieval. And then you discover how this ancient practice, okay, it can offer you deep insights into the human experience. So this is why shamanism is a spiritual practice. It dates back to thousands of years. It's found in cultures all around the world, okay? And it's based on the belief that everything in the world, including humans, plants, okay, animals, and even objects, they all have a spiritual essence or soul. Shamans are the practitioners of shamanism, okay? And they are highly respected individuals. They act as bridges, okay, between the spiritual and the physical realms. This is what a shaman is. So once you understand soul retrieval, trauma, when you go through trauma or distress, your soul is fragmented. This is why you got to learn about the inner intimacy, and you got to have an experience. You can't just learn about it. You got to have an inner intimacy experience with the spirit, because you need to understand soul retrieval. When your soul has been fragmented, okay, parts of your soul become lost. It happens through traumatic experiences or negative events. And it can cause a person to lose parts of your soul. That's why it's important that you be careful who you lay down with, because every time you lay down with somebody, you lose a part of your soul. So then you got to go through the retrieval process. So listen to this. Soul loss can occur when someone experiences, right, emotional or physical trauma, such as abuse, okay, accidents, the loss of a loved one, okay? When parts of your soul are lost, it can lead y'all to a variety of physical, emotional, and spiritual imbalances, because it's like a part of your soul has been disconnected from you, right? So this is what soul loss is. It refers to the fragmentation or separation of a person's soul due to a traumatic experience or a significant life event. So listen, It means that certain parts of your essence or soul has become disconnected and it remains in a stuck state in the energetic realm. And it's separate, right? It's separate from the individual's conscious awareness. So, what is the causes of soul loss? There's various factors, okay, which contribute to soul loss. Like I said, significant events, traumatic events, or experiences, right? Physical abuse, emotional abuse, accidents, bereavement, grief, divorce, okay? These events can create a sense of disconnection. It creates a sense of loss, and it fragments your soul. So this is why shamans are needed in the world today, so they can take people through the soul retrieval process, y'all, so that people can have the inner intimacy experience with the spirit, okay? And they can retrieve back the pieces of their fragmented soul so they can heal and become whole again. So soul loss. Okay, what is the symptoms? Let's talk about the symptoms. You feel empty. It's emptiness. You may feel a numbness. You may feel chronic fatigue, depression, anxiety, right? You have difficulty forming meaningful relationships. It's a general loss of joy or enthusiasm for life. This is the symptoms, y'all, of soul loss. It can have a profound impact on a person's overall well-being and quality of life. So the role of the shamans, they play a vital role in healing, okay? Healing of soul loss. These are skilled practitioners, okay? Listen, they have undergone extensive training in their own life, okay? They have undergone extensive initiations to work with the spiritual dimensions, okay? Through their own trauma, through their own life, through their own spiritual experiences. So listen, they serve as intermediaries between the human and the spiritual realms, y'all. Utilizing their knowledge, their intuition, their connection to help individuals retrieve and integrate lost soul parts. So how does this happen? What is the method of soul retrieval, right? So shamans, what they do, they employ various methods, right? Various methods, y'all, to perform soul retrieval. Dependent on their cultural background and training. So these methods can actually involve shamanic journeying, okay? A practice where the shaman enters an altered state of consciousness to travel to the spiritual realms and communicate with spirits and gods. Guides. Now, through this process, the shaman can also locate, okay, and retrieve lost soul parts, bringing them back to the individual. But see, it's a process. You got to go through extensive training to be able to do something like this, okay? To be able to locate and retrieve lost soul parts back to people. So then there's a process, because see, you got to go through a preparation for soul retrieval. So you got to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, energetically. This involves meditation, prayer, intention setting, creating a safe space and a sacred space, okay? You got to find a trusted practitioner too. Who resonates with you. that can guide you through the process, that's really hearing from the Spirit of the Most High, who's really been chosen to be able to actually bring people's lost soul back to them. Yeah. So you got to be chosen to do this type of job. You got to be a real practitioner in layman terms. This is what I'm saying. You got to really be called by God to be able to help people retrieve back the lost parts of their soul. So, it's a process. You got to prepare for soul retrieval. So this is why I help you heal your past life ancestral karma. Because see, some of us, we got some karma we got to pay back, right? Oftentimes, when you got karma to pay back, see, karma is a traumatic experience. You lose parts of your soul after you got to pay back karma, okay? After you go through, traumatic events, so it's a process to be able to bring these parts back to the individual and facilitate their integration into their present being, right? This is a process. Integration may evolve meditation, ceremonial integrations, energetic healing practices to ensure the harmonization and balance of the individual soul. So it's a process. This is why oftentimes you can hear like shamans, they'll have drums and they'll be drumming and they'll have chanting and trancing or trance-inducing techniques that they may use. Well, the modality that I use is angelically guided to be able to retrieve back the parts of your soul, the lost parts that has been disconnected from you through past life, ancestral karma, traumatic events, right? So what is the benefit though? What's the benefit of soul retrieval? Emotional and spiritual healing. That's what it leads to. Because these lost parts of your soul, they are reintegrated, back into your soul. And then oftentimes individuals, they can sense they can sense wholeness, healing deep emotional wounds, finding release from past traumas. So the process, it allows for greater self-awareness, okay? Self-compassion. And it's a increased capacity for love and for forgiveness, increased vitality and well-being. They have like a renewed sense of energy, right? A newfound zest for life. It gives you a greater sense of purpose and direction for your life, right? It helps you to reconnect oneself back to your true purpose in life, who you are, who God created you to be. When you go through that soul retrieval process and you retrieve back the pieces of your soul that has been lost through trauma, right? So you get to reclaim the aspects of your true essence, okay, that was previously unavailable. So this is why I'm like the trauma recovery coach, right? And as an angelic healing practitioner, this is what I do. I take people through that soul retrieval process. This is what God has called me to do so I can help people retrieve back the lost parts of their soul. And it's all through my story. It's all through my spiritual experience with God and my angelic guides and ancestors, right? So this is why we go through these traumatic events so that we can have a major, I would say major spiritual healing. This is what we can have. When it's all said and done, God restores back to us that which was lost. So you recover the pieces of your soul, okay, that was disconnected from your body through trauma. And it gives you a greater sense of well-being, okay? Now, also, you have to understand that when you go through this process, there is aftercare. It's aftercare. This is why you got to understand self-care practices and supportive therapies, because it is aftercare, you know. So this is a personal experience that you would encounter when you go through the process of soul retrieval, okay? And then after it's all said and done, you begin to understand your life's purpose all over again, right? You get an enhanced intuition and a stronger sense of your inner strength. You understand oneself. So if you're interested in working with an angelic healing practitioner so that you can retrieve back the pieces of your soul, this is why I am sent me here. I am your malak, which means messenger in Hebrew. Okay? I'm the sent one. This is why God sent me as your angelic healing practitioner, trauma recovery coach, whatever it is that you want to call it. I'm just here doing what it is that He's called me to do so that I can help you to reconnect, okay? So I can help you reconnect who it is that you are, your authentic self. I need to be able to help you reconnect yourself back to your purpose, your true purpose in life, what it is that God has called you to do, right? And this is why He also sent your angels so they could serve you, right? It's your birthright that they serve you on this soul retrieval journey.